in my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and...
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome into tonight's live. A little bit of a quicker intro. I don't know if I love it, but we're going to keep it for a little while. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully you guys had some good plans today. You guys did something fun. Got to get out for a little bit, all those things. But if you didn't, hopefully you did something fun inside. You never know. You could do fun things inside just as it can do fun things outside, right? I think so. Do you guys like the comments? I see this little fruit fly and will get you. They're trying to come in from the outside, y'all. It's getting to that like time of the year where these little fruit flies come in. And there's only one in here, and he'll go dormant until I go live, and then I turn the lights on or something, and it makes him come out. We had one last year in the other room. Would y'all stop? I think that was my hair. I'm like, I gotta get some stuff for him. They say, what is that? Vinegar or whatever it is helps get rid of them. But we only have like 2, and they're just always right around me. It must be because they like me. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I was going to say something to you now. I can't remember. Oh, I did a video earlier over Melody Buzzard. If you like to check that out, that's out there for you guys. So, hey, Ladybug, how are you doing tonight? And hey, Bree. Hey, oh, look, Kitsy Cats. I'm not even up. I'm at the bottom. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the people. Hey, Princess. Hey, Catherine. Sorry, I was going to come on at 8:50 or 8:35, and then I just decided to push it out till 9:15 because I was like, well, we might as well just wait while we're there. But I think I might start doing them at 8:35. I'm debating on it. I'm debating. But hey, Catherine. Hey, Casey. Hey, Ashley. Smoky one, yeah. Get you right, honey. Yeah, get you right, Catherine. We know what she means when she says she'd be back. Oh, we were talking about Casey. Oh, I thought we were talking about Catherine. I was like, we must know what she means when she'll be back. Probably both. Hey, Dawn. I was talking about you earlier. I was telling about your mom's story. Her about her, you know, the ending of her, not the ending of her life, but the ending of her stay at old Jonestown. And Vincent was like, "That's what that means." And I'm like, yeah, when I, like this, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I'm like, that's what that means. He's like, I didn't know that. I said, yeah. I said, now I said, I actually know someone. Ladybug's like, I'm lagging in. But that's okay. You weren't lagging in that. I mean, you were actually early. So, hey, Bree again. Hey, Kitsy Cats. I was like, where's it? I was in the middle of the live. That's okay. I was in the middle of the live chat, I mean. Someone else have a headache too? Who has a headache? Because I have a headache tonight. I think it's a damn full moon from the other night. But whoever has a headache, I'm here with you. Unless I said that and I don't even realize I said it. But did I? I took a couple Advil starting to help. If someone has a headache in the chat, Advil, it's the way to go. I'm telling you. They should just give me a sponsorship too. Between Advil and loopy cases and a couple other things. Yeah, speaking of which, I still haven't got that back put on here yet. I just like look down and there's like, I shouldn't have a phone. I shouldn't be allowed to have a phone. Well, it's good to see everybody. Hopefully you guys went out and you guys did some fun things today. Lowe's with the hubby, something, The time changed? Oh, then my time changed. I thought you meant the time changed. And I was like, then I looked at the name. I was like, wait, because the times were changing different times. This is weird. Okay. And like, what was it, like a week before? Was it the UK turned their clocks? Someone turned their clocks back or forward before us. It might have been Kira in Scotland. I can't remember. Mr. Rosebud, what do you guys change time there? Hey, Boone. Hey, Tony. Good evening. Hey, Marcella. Hey, PKC. Hey, Webby. How you doing? Vincent was just talking about you earlier today. We were talking about Idaho and just stuff. And he was like, remember Webby, Jan. I do. I don't know. We do have house plants. Oh, yeah. It's part of those. Yeah. It's part of those house. Well, I don't have any in here. So get up out of my spot. Go out there to Vincent's spot. I have this fake artificial plant on his desk. But I do have those dry plants. Those sometimes will make me feel like my nose is running. Yeah. The one I have travels. I don't know if he just follows me around or if he's just in here. I think he goes dormant when the lights are off. And then when I turn the lights back on, I could just be in here with the lights on. I think it's when I go live. He knows it's showtime. I don't know where he's at now, but little sucker. Hey, Deborah. I'm gonna be traveling right behind him with the bottle and the vinegar. I have vinegar and water, but I don't. They say to use, what was it, apple cider vinegar? I'm like, why don't we just get those things you plug in? So see that they are still here. We got a couple. I think I saw it. I swear. You guys are gonna see my eyes going everywhere, but no. We only usually have a couple that come in. We only have like 3 living plants, I think, but they're all in the living room. And it's right by the back door. So that could be it. Hola, baby girl. Now I feel like my nose is running since I said something. Hey, Julie. Oh, liquid Advil. That's a good idea. Hey, Wolfie. I never take the fast acting, but I always take the ones that are like the brown ones. I don't know why. Oh, you have a neck ache. But that could be, yeah. I just got Botox. What's today? Saturday? I just went on like Thursday. Your ears were burning. Yeah, Britain. Okay. Is it Britain? Okay. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like when you follow a YouTuber from England. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Huh. Hey, Betsy. Walking the pup. Oh, be careful. Be careful. Hey, Nicole. Yeah, be careful out there. I know Betsy can hold her. Betsy can hold her own. But if something happens, throw your dog at it, Betsy, and then run. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be so mean? Me and Vincent were in that predicament the other day. It snowed there, Tony. Oh my goodness. I had a little football player the other day. We were out walking our 2 dogs, and these 2 dogs just come charging. And I'm like, oh no, not again. Right. And I just like start pulling our dogs back, and he's like, Vince is like, just get back. And I'm like, okay. Like I think that's probably his voice only went up to like, get back, like that. And I was like, getting those dogs back. And he was out there like doing this, dodging and weaving. Oh, it was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life. And I was like, what were you going to do? I was like, I would have just like picked it up. Actually, I said I would have punted it. That wasn't the right thing to say, because at the same time, I'm saying I would kick it, like not hard, but like shoo it. He's like, I just picked that little dog up. And I'm like, oh, it was just a little dog? I thought it was a big dog. All I saw was 2 dogs, and they both looked big to me. But the neighbors came out right after them. I didn't see them. I didn't see anything. I just heard a woman shrieking, like scared, shrieking. And I was like, oh, uh-oh. So, but they were good. They were gone back in. Mia's just scared of everything. Araya, now she'll do something because she'll protect the whole world if she needs to. I cannot believe that you got snow, though. Just no, not a bunch of ice. That's worse than the snow. That's the worst part, because then it's like the gross stuff. Hey, Kira, we were just talking about you. Okay. So we were talking about the weather this year. Did anyone notice how June? I don't know where you guys lived, but in Ohio, we didn't have a June. It was not warm. Like it was like rainy and kind of like chilly, and I don't know, it just wasn't very nice. So I think it's kind of like making up for that. But last night, if you guys were not here, we did go over part 1 of Bethany. You don't have to be here you didn't have to be here last night for part 2, but part 1 was the first half of Bethany's audio recorded interview that she did on November the 16th. So she did hers. Dylan did one. Dylan's done 2, and then Bethany's done 1 that's been videotaped like all the way through, like on the second half. But the one for Dylan, I skipped her second interview to do Bethany's, and then we can always go back to Dylan's. I thought it would give us different perspectives. Plus, we didn't hear from Bethany at all. So I wanted to hear what she had to say, what she kind of knew. She does know a lot. And we actually stopped it at a really good spot in this video, because this is when she's going to tell us what happened starting the 24 hours before all the craziness that became her life happened, So let me pull this up. If everybody, but blah, 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 cannot speak tonight. If everybody wouldn't mind taking a second, hitting the like. I didn't even introduce myself again. I've done this twice now, 2 nights in a row. In the same area, like in June. Yeah, here too. It's just a real weird weather. The seasons are shifting. Something's going on. Global warming, I don't know. Could be. They've said it for years, right? That we might be living in it. Because, But this is actually a really good spot where we're going to be starting at. This is going to be starting her interview, the 24 hours, I believe, before the homicides. So I'm going to hit play. Let's listen to what they have to say. There's 1 hour and 16 minutes left. Oh gosh, don't let my dog have heard that. Okay. A dog bark. I think it's the little one downstairs. Actually, that's a golden doodle lives down there, and he barks all the stinking time. And he is the cutest little dog I've ever seen. But he's a barker. And if my dog hears it, she'll bark. So, okay.
Really early Saturday when you woke up. And then
okay, I'm going to take it back like 30 seconds. That way you guys can get like the feel for what they're getting ready to get into. But it was the perfect spot to stop, actually.
All right. I can't think of others, but there might be more. But I'd like to kind of go back now to some of the events kind of starting really early Saturday when you woke up, and then kind of going from there.
Okay.
So kind of a 24-hour period is what I'm looking for. So what time on Saturday did you get up?
I don't know, actually. I got up later than all of them. They all went and got coffee and food. And then I woke up and no one was home other than Ethan. And me and Ethan were just hanging out upstairs.
Anybody remember what time you woke up?
Probably like 10 or 11 maybe.
Did you text anyone when you first got up?
No, I figured that they just went and got coffee or something, because I went upstairs and no one was there. And then I tracked them and they were getting going. So.
You know what?
I tracked them and they were at Taco Bell, so I guess.
Did you track them? So you was that like through an app that you had?
Yeah, Find My Friends.
Okay. Does that log when you track them? Okay. But you said Ethan was there though?
Mm-hmm.
And where was Ethan at?
He was just sitting on the couch.
So what did kind of now go through the rest of your day up until the next morning?
Then they came home and we all got ready in Kaylee's room. Or me, Maddie, and got ready in Kaylee's room. And Kaylee.
So the 4 of you.
Mm-hmm.
What were you getting ready for?
We were going to our friend's apartment across the street for just to hang out because it was a game day.
So what do you mean by across the street?
At the lights.
And which friend was that?
It's a bunch of that apartment.
Do you
So,
remember anyone specific?
yeah.
Because I know there's a bunch of photos of you guys.
I think think those 3 live there, and I think there's one more.
What about?
That's not her apartment, but she lives over there.
Okay. So what were the names then?
And I believe there's another roommate, but I don't know.
And which one of the 2 whites do they live in? The far left one or the one closer to you guys?
The far one.
Okay.
Plunder. True crime.
Do you remember
Audio.
what number? What the door number is? So there should be 3 floors.
It's on like that side. On like
So
so if you're facing it.
okay. And what time were you guys getting ready at?
Maybe I have a picture. I do not. Before 1:26. It's probably like 11, 12, something like that.
And what time did you go over to?
Like 2-ish.
Okay.
Kaylee went before us, though.
Okay. So Kayla left. Okay. So when you get there, you said you left around 2, and then who did you leave with them?
Maddie, Savannah, Ethan. Oh wait, no, not. She was working. And then 2 other girls, but I don't know their names.
Okay. I think most of these you've already talked about.
He was with us at the police department.
Okay, so one of my guys already talked to him. And you've already given me his name, right? What about?
I think I do.
Okay. And last name?
I believe it's. I'm not positive on that.
Okay. I think the rest of
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are all now over at that. Yes. And that's around 2 o'clock. And you want
I don't
one
know
big
how
group?
long. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how long the girls stayed.
That's fine.
Okay.
To be honest, right now I'm trying to follow mostly your day.
Okay, yeah.
And then we can start placing in some of, like, when Madison and Kaylee were there, Ethan and Zana were there. That's kind of the group I'm trying to follow for the most part. Okay. So then you're here at 2. Was this a pre-funk before going to the game, or was this just a...
I don't think most of us were going to go to the game. Just like to hang out with people.
Okay. Were you guys drinking here at this point?
Yes.
Had you been drinking before?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you guys start drinking?
Maybe like 11:30.
So you guys were getting ready?
Yeah, something like that, or 12. We were all ready by the point.
When you started?
Yeah.
Okay. And what were you primarily drinking?
I had, at that point,
Just throughout the night?
mimosas and high noons. That's it.
And high noon?
And then I did play Rage Cage later in the night, but I don't know like what it was.
What's Rage Cage?
It's like a drinking game.
Can you explain it?
You put like either a little bit, it's like a little shot of like beer or twist or like anything that you have in a cup. And if you like make it, like there's empty ones, and if you make it, you move it on. But then I don't know, it can like get stacked, and then you have to drink. And then
What are you trying to make into it?
just ball.
Okay. So kind of similar to beer pong, but a little
Yeah. It's just more
variation
fast
of it.
paced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could wind up drinking a whole lot more alcohol,
Yes.
especially if you're not very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So after how long do you think you were here at the Taylor Street address? Or when did you leave it?
I might have a thing of me and Xana left together at Ethan left a long time before us, but I don't know where he went.
Okay.
You got a good idea of the alcohol consumption in Idaho?
No. There was a lot of alcohol there, though. That much I'm aware of. I think they'll know more today after the autopsies are done.
It was I don't really know, honestly. I don't.
Still light outside when you left?
Yes, but it was like foggy out, so it looked a little darker.
Okay.
It was after 3:48.
So sometime after 3:48?
Yeah.
Okay. And Ethan left sometime before that?
Mm-hmm. I believe he left. No, he didn't. Never mind.
And what about Maddie and Kaylee? And
Maddie,
Dylan?
Kaylee, and were still there.
Okay, so they stayed.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So what would be the next thing then? When you and Zayla left, where'd you go?
This place.
Is with someone?
And then someone else.
So that would be the other house down the road a little bit. I know that address then. I don't need you to give that one to me. So you and Zayna left there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you at with?
Not that long, I don't think. I texted Maddie and asked if they all went home, and she said yes, and then we left like shortly after that.
Okay. What time is that at?
Like 4:51.
Okay. And you went home?
I wish the person wasn't writing like on the table, wherever the device is that's recording this, you can hear it like bouncing or whatever. Oh,
Yes.
and then I wanted to tell you guys also, when you hear like dead spots in the audio, if you weren't here from last night, it's because they're redacting like parts of the audio and parts of the like for names and stuff like that. So
Okay. Alright. What was next for you after that?
We all made food and sat on the couch and just talked for a little.
So at that point then, all of you guys are at the house? So
Yes,
all
but,
of the main roommates?
yes, but Ethan wasn't there,
Okay.
and Kaylee went to her room, I think. She was there for a little bit, then she went upstairs.
Okay. But she was still in the house?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. What would be next for you then?
We all decided that we were going to take a nap and set our alarms for 8 o'clock to wake up and then start getting ready again.
Okay. And did you go take a nap?
Yes.
In your room?
Yeah, we all took a nap in our own rooms.
Okay.
Maddie might have been with Kaylee, though.
Okay. Was that fairly normal for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been best friends since, like, elementary school.
Okay. And did you get up at 8 or did you get up before that?
I got up, like, at 8.
What time you went to your room and laid down?
No. Be 6-ish.
Okay.
6:30-ish, something like that.
So obviously you started drinking earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Were you still fairly regularly drinking up until the point you went and took a nap, or did you kind of slow down a little bit at some point?
Slowed down a little, I would say.
How many total drinks do you think you had by that point?
I honestly do not know. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. The only reason I'm even asking the question is for two. One, trying to still be able to judge kind of your coherentness and everything like that during the night. But more importantly, if we ever go to trial in this, a good defense attorney is going to try and go after all of our witnesses for being too intoxicated and not being able to know what they're talking about. So if we can get ahead of that, that's my curiosity. If you're a college kid, you were drinking, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't. So if you don't remember though, that's
I know
fine.
how much I had like throughout the whole night.
Okay. How much do you think you had total?
A 12-pack of Heinekens throughout the whole day.
12-pack? Dang, girl. And I thought I could drink. Shoot. That girl can put some drinks back. I don't care if those are 12. I don't know what she said. I don't care if she said 12 White Claws. That's a lot of drinks. Like, I would be totally surprised. I'm surprised actually that she even picked up her phone when Dylan was messaging her and calling. Right? I mean, at that point, you're pretty intoxicated after 12. I don't care if it's all day. That's a lot of alcohol. Like, wow. I mean, you know, that's because I think she was 19. So yeah, I mean, I thought I could put him back when I was younger, but shoot.
And what is
Plus your mimosas, right?
Yeah.
So what do you mean by a 12-pack of Heineken? Is that wine? Is that beer?
It's like a seltzer.
A seltzer. So similar
It's
to a White Claw?
4.5%. Yeah.
Okay. And how big are the containers?
Just like a White Claw.
So 12, like a standard pop size?
Just like
Or smaller?
I don't know actually. Like a.
They're thinner than a standard Coke can.
Yes. Yeah.
But they're a little taller.
Yeah.
So it's still probably about 12 ounces. Where do you normally buy that at? Or where is it normally purchased at if you're not one?
Winco.
Okay. I can go there. And do you know how many mimosas you have?
2.
How much? Those are shots, right? They have shots in it?
No, champagne.
Just champagne. Do you know how big the containers was? The glass that you're drinking out of?
Just like a regular little wine glass, I think.
Okay.
Also, she had 12
So
of it.
standard size wine glass?
Did you have this before the nap, or does it include after you got up from the nap?
The mimosas was before.
And
The Heinekens.
yeah.
Some of them were before and some of them were after.
Okay. And when were you playing that one game?
Oh,
Before?
well, the mimosas you don't count because you took a nap, right? I know that's stupid to me, but no, I wouldn't have counted those. I would have been thinking that I was more sober afterwards. So I'm glad that she did count those.
Or after?
After.
So that one came after later in the night?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't remember how much you drank totally an hour?
I don't think a lot, but.
Were you still drinking primarily your high noon, pouring it into the glass, or was there other?
I was out by then, by the time
I will say this. Okay. So I remember they did what was that, in high school or something? I was in high school. Would have been high school because they wouldn't let us drink in high school. Where did we learn this? Where did I learn this? I don't know where I learned this, but I did. But I learned that for my size, for my height, and for my weight, I could drink approximately 1 12-ounce beer and then like a half. So like, you know, a 6-ounce beer. They made those. But, that would put me over the limit.
I went there.
And I was probably 5'8", 110, 115, I'd say.
Okay. So it's
Just whatever was.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after you get up to get ready, around 8 o'clock, right? So you get up at 8 p.m. Now you guys are getting ready for what?
Sigma Chi.
Okay. time did you head over there?
Well, me and Maddie, Ethan, and Xana, and then one of Ethan's fraternity brothers. Went around 9-ish, maybe.
Right at 9, before 9?
I don't know.
Did it take you guys
around
very
that
long
time.
to get ready?
Yeah, not really.
Do you know who this other fraternity member was?
He's a freshman, that's all I know. I don't know his name, though.
So you guys go over there around 9-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go straight? Where did you go to? Because there's individual apartments, and then there's the main portion of the house.
Well, actually, me and Maddie left first.
Okay.
They weren't that far behind us, though. They were just a little behind us.
Okay.
And we went to our friend's room to put our drinks in there. And then we sat there for a second, but then went and found Xana and Ethan in Ethan's brother's apartment.
Okay. Okay.
And then we hung out with Ethan, Xana, and Ethan's brother
Yeah.
for a while.
Okay.
And then people would like come in and out and just say hi and talk and stuff. And then Maddie said that she was leaving to go to the club.
Okay. Where was Kaylee at this time?
At our house getting ready to go to the club.
So Kaylee never came over with you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So then Maddie presumably then walked from there back to your place and then they left?
Yes.
What time was that at?
I do not know. It was, I can tell you after the time. It was after about 9:09, but
Sometime after 9:09?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So
why
you're now
not?
still in this apartment, right?
Yes.
So now it's you is still there?
Came a little later. Oh, I guess she didn't leave with us. She came later because she had to finish homework.
Okay. So now at this point it's you, Xana, Ethan, all hanging out in the house.
Yeah, and was there too.
Okay. And then
came, I believe. I don't really remember what time she came. And then one of my friends, she came.
you know last name? I think that was the one you couldn't tell me last time.
Her full name is something else, but it's super long.
And that's her last name?
Mm-hmm.
So what's her actual first name?
Or something like that.
Do you have it spelled there?
No, it just says.
Yeah, it just goes by you though.
Yeah.
Okay. You know where you lives?
She lives at the sorority house.
Do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what time did you show up, do you think? Can you recall?
Text me. Around 10 something.
Okay. So she shows up around 10. What do you guys do next?
We hung out there a little longer.
Okay.
And then we went into like the main party.
Do you remember what time? Who all went with you to the main?
Just me and we left to go to that main.
Do you remember what time that was?
No.
How long, if you had to estimate it or whatnot, do you think that was with once we showed up, how long after that until you guys went upstairs? Did it seem like a long time, short period?
45 minutes, 30.
Okay. Was still there at that point?
I can't remember actually.
Okay.
And then Xana and Ethan were later. I hung out with them a little at the main thing for a little, but mostly with you. And then me and you left.
Okay. Do you roughly remember when you saw Ethan and Xana up at the house? The main portion of the common room?
Not really. But I remember right before I left with you, I grabbed my backpack from the room and they were both sitting in there.
They were.
Yeah.
Do you remember what time that was?
It was after 12:17 a.m.
Okay. Were they in there by themselves, or was there anyone else in there?
From my knowledge, it was just them sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Okay. And then you and go to...
Back to
Yeah, okay.
At this point, I wasn't there, just
Who else was it when you got there?
Our friend,
Male or female?
male. And then I don't really know the other kids that were there.
I hate the bits and audio that's, the pieces that we can't really hear.
But it wasn't very many other ones.
Was there at all?
No. She was there, but she left before I did.
Okay.
Before I got there.
Okay. So how long were you at this go around?
Not very long. I left earlier and walked back by myself and got home around 1-ish, say.
And when you got home, who was there?
Just
And they were...
watching Vampire Diaries.
So, in the main living room area? Okay. What happened after that?
Then I came home and we watched Vampire Diaries for a little.
And they were already watching it though when you got there? Okay.
And then left.
Do you remember about what time she left?
I did not. After 1:21-ish.
Why do you say that?
I just have a picture with them at 1:21.
With?
Okay. So when you're referencing these times, you're able to recall them because you have photos? And so, when you say it's after
When
this
it's like
time,
a specific time.
Yeah, are your photos timestamped?
It's just on Snapchat, so it says when you hold it down, it will say
It'll show what time
it was, yeah.
Okay, so it shows what time the photo was taken or what time it was posted?
What time it was taken.
Okay.
And saved, yeah.
Okay, so then that's how you're refreshing to see the time periods that you're giving us on your photos?
Yes.
Perfect.
Good idea.
Okay. So, then left shortly after you took the photo at 1:21.
She left after that photo.
Okay, so
I don't know how
you took the photo
further along, but...
and then she left. What happened next?
And Maddie and Kaylee came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself.
And her room is on the main floor, right?
Yeah. So it's like right behind the
stairs.
couch.
Okay.
And then Kaylee and Matt came home.
Do you remember what time that was at?
Around 2-ish.
Okay. Were they by themselves?
Yes.
Did they say how they got home?
I remember them mentioning something when we were upstairs. How they got home.
Okay. So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries, but from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
And you're on Kaylee's? From the bigger bedroom upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a photo about what time that might have been by chance?
Yes. Around 2:02.
Around 2:02. And did you, when they got home, did you guys go straight upstairs? Or
Pretty much.
Okay.
I believe. Okay. What I can remember. And then we were hanging out there for a little while Kaylee was like getting ready for bed, I believe. And then we went, or Maddie and went downstairs. I can't remember if Kaylee came down too, but me and Maddie took Murphy out to pee. And I was out there for like 10 seconds and like put something away in my cabinet and then grabbed some chips. And then I went back downstairs to go to bed.
Okay. Do you remember what time you put Murphy out?
No.
Was it fairly soon after this 2:02 thing, or was it much kind of like a half hour, 25 hour?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
So it sounds like she got something out. It says she got something out of like her cabinet. I wonder if, like, you know, the cabinets that are like at the back door by the table, if they don't have like their own individual like shelving in there or something, you know, like to put their own like food, something like that. That's what it sounds like anyway. And I think a lot of the stuff that Kaylee and Maddie had, they were upstairs in that for the refrigerators and stuff up there. Oops, just I guess faster to get to it.
At that point.
Easier.
Okay. But you do remember being up there for a while, at least long enough for Kaylee to get completely changed.
Yes. Yeah.
Did Maddie change during that time period too?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. So then, okay.
When you saw them come home, was there anything about their demeanor or behavior was different?
They were really happy. All I remember.
What was their level of sobriety?
I was probably the drunkest I'd seen Maddie in a long time, in a while. I don't know about Kaylee. She can.
But you said you hadn't seen Maddie that drunk for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. She doesn't usually get that drunk.
But you couldn't tell Kaylee?
Not really.
So after you set up 10 seconds, she grabbed a few things and then went downstairs. What did you do when you got to your room?
I watched the show for a little. I don't remember how long I watched it though. And then I just went to bed.
And the name of that show again was?
Baby Daddy?
You remember the episode?
No.
And how were you watching it?
On my iPad.
And was it through like Hulu, Netflix? Hulu? Okay.
Plunder, true crime
And is that a Hulu
audio.
account you have?
Yes.
Is it your account that you pay for, or is it your parents?
My parents pay for it.
Okay. How much of it you think you watched?
I don't know, because I don't know if I started it, like I already watched some of it and then started it again.
Do you remember finishing the episode and then you fall asleep, or did you fall asleep during it?
I shut off the computer and then went to bed. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Because I thought I was tired.
So, computer or iPad?
Oh, iPad, sorry. I just used it as my computer, so.
No, that's fine.
While I was watching it though, Maddie came down and knocked on my door, but it was locked. And she asked if I had Murphy with me because she lost it. I said no.
Oh. Wonder what time that was. So she lost Murphy, but earlier in the interview from last night, we heard that if Murphy got outside by himself, right, that he would run. Didn't we hear that? Or am I imagining that? I could have sworn that we heard that last night. Don't make me go listen to that hour again. But I thought that she said that. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember. So what I'm thinking is they probably used, I wish I could pull up a picture of the house, but there was like a chain or something, I think, right outside of the door. So that's probably what they tethered him to, but maybe he got off of it. She couldn't get to him, couldn't find him.
Was that shortly after you started it, or quite a ways after you started it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I would say maybe shortly after.
Do you normally lock your door?
Yes, I lock everything.
Okay.
Yeah, she locks everything. She ain't messing around. She's the one that's got the door with the punch code, and her dad's the one that said the front door was broke. I don't know why her dad didn't fix it, but her dad was the one that noticed it, I guess.
What's the next thing you remember?
And then the next thing I remember, I woke up because I heard like a firecracker type noise. And then I saw like a little sparkler or something under the door. And then it like kind of went out. And then it's all like, I don't know, I was still half asleep and still pretty like, I don't know, tipsy, I'd say. And then I just didn't really know what was happening. And then I remember either called me or I called them. And she said that she thought she saw someone and like wearing all black. And I said, well, Santa was wearing all black. Maybe she just like ran by or something. And then she said, well, I thought he had like a ski mask on. And then I was like, and then I just didn't really know what to think of that. I thought maybe she was like just seeing stuff because me and her got scared a lot from stuff like that. And, or like maybe one of Ethan's frat bros was like just playing around or something. And then I told her to come down to my room and she was scared because it's better than being alone. So then she ran down to my room. And I tried to call them. None of them were answering, so I thought they would just like were asleep or something because I've called them before late at night when I scared them. They usually don't answer. And then we fell asleep. I woke up early.
So before we keep going there, you said you called them.
Yes.
Can you look up to see exactly what times all those phone calls came in?
Yes.
This is right after you see the sparkler.
That called you?
Pretty much, yeah. 4:19 and 4:20.
You called her or she called you?
I don't remember.
It should show on your phone.
I don't know what that means.
Can I look?
Yeah.
So she called. So you called her at 4:19, and it was a 23-second or 23-second call, and then she called you at 4:20, and it was 41 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So you called her first,
and then she called you back. Okay.
And then I called Xana.
Wait a second. When you called her at 4:19, what did you say to her?
I said, did you hear that? Like, because I thought like the sparkler or whatever. And she said, I think she said yes. And I said, well, what was it? And then she didn't know.
Did you guys hang up then?
I don't remember. Apparently got hung up. And then
she called you
right
back.
called me again, I guess.
And then during that conversation,
I don't really
that when
remember.
she
I think
talked
that's
about-
when she talked about the guy.
seeing someone in the house and that?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. We also had text.
Is that when she told you that she saw someone dressed in black?
I think, or from the text, I don't really remember.
When did you, can you look at your text then to see if she texted you that information? To see if it was before that call?
Around 4:22, so it was after the call.
Do you want to look?
I do. Thank you.
So that was in a text communication?
Yeah.
That she said she saw someone?
I don't remember if it was both or one or the other.
It's definitely in there. She
Yeah,
talks
it's in
about
there.
black
Could
and
have
a
been
ski
both, though. I just don't remember. It was all like I was half asleep still.
Well, I think it has to be a little bit of both because it first comes in, no one is answering, and this is from her. No one is answering. I'm really confused right now. You then respond, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Xana was wearing all black, so obviously you'd already talked about somebody being in black prior to
Yeah,
that.
so maybe it was during the call.
Then she's freaking out. No, it's like ski mask almost.
So
Some of that data came from a call.
I think while she was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
or the guy. I'm guessing the guy because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect?
And yeah, because she like saw they made like eye contact as he was leaving, and that's I think when she saw the mask and everything.
And when she didn't tell that to you until later, though, right?
Yeah.
Where did she see him at, and where was she at when
She said, I believe this is what she said to me. It sounded like he was leaving through the back door, through the kitchen, as when she saw him. Yeah,
So,
And where would
do you think he saw her?
from her room. She said they made eye contact. I'm almost positive that.
Did she say anything about being able to identify the race, or
She said he was white.
she could tell that?
You want pictures of that?
We have it. We should have it.
So she told you that she was able to tell with the mask,
Take a picture of me.
with the mask that it was a white person.
Yes, because she said he had a big nose. I just remember her saying that to me.
She said that he had a big nose?
Yeah.
And then she ran down.
Yeah, as I think he was like.
Yeah, because you make some comment about, she's making a comment that her phone's about to die. And then you told her to run down to you. And then that's when she came back down shortly after that, from what I can tell.
And what did she say when she got there?
I don't really remember. Just that she was scared and we didn't really know what was happening.
Did you cover this with her initially, this section?
With her?
Yes.
Yeah, I've covered quite a bit of this. This is still tracking with what she's told me from the
Okay.
beginning.
Because did she tell you about whether this person had anything
Like in his hand.
in his hand?
She said it looked like a vacuum. So I didn't know what that meant. I thought she was just like seeing stuff because she was drunk still.
Did she tell you the shape of what she saw?
She said it looked like a small vacuum that he was holding. So I was confused. I was like, I thought she was like imagining something.
Okay.
I'm going to grab some notes here.
Okay.
For that, also, she said like a triangle thing, like wrapped around like a small vacuum. It was what she was trying to explain was really
But
confusing.
this is what she's trying to explain
Yeah,
to
what she
you.
forgot. I was so confused.
So just a quick question about the messages. Like you tell her to run down there, and then she said, "I'm screwed though."
Scared.
Oh,
I'm guessing that's what she meant. Well, I'm guessing that's what she meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was kind of tracking to, is that she was scared right now.
And
and
then
you didn't call 911. You didn't
no.
reach out to anybody else. outside
I
the
thought
house?
she was like imagining something. I didn't.
Has she ever imagined something like this before? Or
Well, no, but she was still half asleep and still drunkish. So I was like, maybe it was just some kid like coming in.
okay.
I don't know.
So you guys are both still very unclear.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of foggy head
Yeah.
a little bit, both of you, because you're both awake, just waking up, both still intoxicated.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to explore any?
No, we were just going to leave because just in case someone would like kick
She,
in.
besides seeing the guy, did she say she saw anything else at all?
She
That's
said
all
there
that she
was
told
something
me.
around his waist and it was like a vacuum.
Something like
Around
that.
his
Yeah. I
waist
don't
or his
know. It
hand?
was so confusing. She was trying to explain it. I just was not getting it.
Okay.
And then, do you want to know what time I called the others?
In just a minute. I'm gonna,
Some segment in there, did you ever hear, either before or after the firework, the sparkler or whatever woke you, did you ever hear Murphy?
Oh yeah, I heard Murphy bark a little, and then I heard like the pong table that was in our family room. Like it's just like a table that was in our family room, kind of moved. But I thought like Ethan, he's a pretty big guy, so I thought he like
and that
was
was,
drunk and just hit it. But I don't know what time.
was that before or after he heard?
It was all kind of all at once. I
All
feel
at
like.
once?
Yeah. But I don't know what time Ethan or Xander got home, so I was
Right.
just guessing.
But shortly right after you heard Murphy bark, the beer pong table get bumped,
Yeah.
and you heard the firecracker sparkler.
Yeah. It was all
Was that
kind of
also kind of
jumbled.
when? That's what.
And I
did
think
you
I
pick
heard
up and
Kaylee
call?
playing music too,
Okay.
dancing with Murphy. Also said that she heard music and Kaylee and Murphy dancing.
Okay. But you don't know what time that would have been.
I'm guessing around 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So right before you guys start to communicate.
Yeah.
But right after you heard Murphy bark, the pong table, and the sparkler, that's when you called.
Yes. I think it might have been right after, maybe. I don't know. It's all blurry.
Right.
From you referenced earlier time 2:02 in the morning.
Mhm.
From 2:02 to 4:19, did you get any missed calls
Oh, yes.
from any of your other roommates?
Maddie called me at 2:53, but I don't know why. I missed it.
That was the same time
At 2:50.
that they were calling Jack. Maybe she wanted, maybe, this is what I'm just thinking. maybe she called her to ask her to call Jack because Jack might know, obviously he knows Kaylee's number and he probably knows Maddie's number. So they probably called down there at 253 and was like, hey, try your phone. You know, like I could see that.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're trying to pin down is a time frame where other people in the house are still active, still alive, still talking, still communicating. So it's important for you. We're trying to narrow that window, right? So if somebody's communicating with you, trying to communicate, texting, snapping, anytime after 2 to that 4 o'clock window, he really needs to know that.
Do you track your sleep at all?
No.
Okay. So at 2:19, we know Maddie's trying to reach.
2:53, she called.
2:53, Maddie's trying to reach you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Could that have also...
guessing it's because she lost Murphy, and I just
That's
missed the
what I
call.
was wondering, if maybe that was the same time period.
Because you were already asleep when she knocked on the door.
No, I was watching the show when she knocked on the door, so I'm guessing.
But that could have been right about that same time period.
And yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Did you describe any color with this sparkler or this sound that you heard on your door?
It just looked like a little flame sparkler type thing.
So white or red?
It was like orange-ish.
Orangish color.
That's what I remember.
And do you know what time it came to your room? Is there anything in it that can tell you that?
Around 4:25.
That was the last message when you told her to run down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I called Xana at 4:21.
So before you know.
Yes. And then I called Maddie at 4:22.
Wow.
So right after you talked to,
Yeah.
you called them.
And then I called Ethan at
Plunder,
4:22.
True crime
No answer.
audio.
Yeah.
Voicemail?
Did you hear the phones ringing from where you were?
I didn't
That's really sad. Just
hear
minutes.
screen or anything.
FaceTime or just regular phone call?
Just regular phone call. And then I accidentally FaceTimed.
Wonder if Koberger heard any of those phone calls coming out, like as he's like walking up to his car or anything, you know?
Kaylee
Well,
at
I guess
4:30,
he
but
would
then
have
I
already
called
been
her
out of the
again
area.
at 4:31.
And was there by that time?
I believe so, something like that. And then, I also called Maddie again twice at 4:29 and then 4:30.
Okay. And all of these, no responses or anything?
Yeah, but they never usually answer my phone calls that late at night, so I thought they were asleep.
Okay. So that would be normal.
Yeah.
They were up, they normally can't call answer?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea in your
Except
house?
sometimes Xana doesn't answer or anything.
Do you have any idea, thinking a little bit more based off of what you know in your house, of what that firecracker sound and the sparkler could have been?
I have no idea. I have no idea where it came from or like what it could have been.
Well, in addition to the, you told him that you heard the pong table slide on the floor like someone had bumped into it.
Mhm.
Did you
Or
hear
like cups
anything?
fall or something.
You heard what?
Either cups fall off of it or like the table moved to the side.
Is that like right over your home?
Do you remember what position the beer pong table was in before you went to bed?
Like either it's just like that. Like straight.
Coming from,
The kitchen, it's like right in front of it.
so not off to the side a little bit or anything like that?
Unless someone moved it to get past it or something.
Was it normally in that same position?
Yeah.
So if I were to walk from your kitchen and Dylan's area of the house, take the step up, and I walk into the living room area, it's going to literally be right in front of me. So kind of centered in the
Pretty
door.
much, or like a little to the side of the door.
Okay.
Just so people can get through.
To the right or the left?
The right.
So it'd be more pushed to the right?
It would be more pushed to the left, like towards the wall.
Okay, it's where that little nightstand is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because it wasn't straight when I found it.
Oh.
It was kind of crooked a little bit, so what you're saying makes sense to me now.
So, I'm not familiar with the house. So your room is on the bottom floor. So is there a set of steps, half set of steps?
There's a full set of stuff.
So, I mean, I could see that. Trying to get out of Xana's bedroom. You just took your seat, I guess, maybe. We never did get to see the ass implant or, on his cheeks or nothing. We're not going to see that on the, on her seat. I don't think we're going to get that. But I'm just saying, like, after he takes his little seat there, right? He stands up, goes to get out of there as fast as he can possibly think, probably at this point, because if most of us are coming under the assumption, and even the prosecutors are coming under the assumption that he probably only went in there to kill 1 or 2 people and ended up killing 4 because people just kept popping up. And I think that he was trying to get out that back slider door and didn't think about that table and moved it a little bit. That's probably what he did. Or he could have been moving it if, let's say, Xana did make it upstairs, right, to the 3rd floor. Because that's what a lot of people have been speculating too, that she was, up on that 3rd floor landing or on the 3rd floor steps somewhere. Then maybe that, it could have slid when he was coming back down the steps from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor. That's something that you're not going to think that's going to be right there is a table.
So like 12 steps-ish?
14.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And then when you get to the bottom of the steps, where's your room?
There's one room straight across, but no one lives in there. There's a bathroom right next to it. And then if you go down a little hallway, it's my room.
So, you have something, sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, for something to be, like, reflecting underneath your door, you would have to basically have something down in that kind of hallway.
Yeah, so it seemed like something fell or something. I don't know.
Did you have anything up on your...
It would have to be in that hallway right there, that little hallway, not the hallway where the other bedroom was. That's why I don't know.
That rail at the top? That ledge?
People usually put cups up there, but it wasn't a tub or like a can.
So if I were to go down the steps from the living room to yours, there's that little rail right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember having anything, like a candle on there? Was there anything else on there?
Mm-mm.
The only
The only thing that I could think of that anyone would put up there is cans or cups.
Okay. Do you remember if there was a stain or something that got spilt on the stairs the night before?
The night of the formal, there was Coke or something spilled on the stairs.
Like towards the bottom, the
Towards
middle,
the
or
top.
towards the top? Okay.
That's what I remember.
When you went to bed, do you remember, were there like a lot of cans or anything like that on the floor down at the landing next to the front door?
There was a box of, I believe, my high-noons and like a backpack.
Do you remember any loose cans that you...
People put loose cans there all the time. I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember stepping on it or stepping around it when you went to bed?
Not really.
Were there quite a bit of light still left on in the house?
Yes, my hallway light was left on. I believe most of the other lights were left on, but I don't know. I don't know if they turned it off when I went to bed or anything.
Okay.
You had told me that you had walked home. When you walked home by yourself, you got home at 1:21 a.m.
Around that time, that's just when I had that picture.
How did you tie that?
Just because that's when I had that picture. Me with it.
So it was before 121 when you got
Yeah.
home? Yeah. Okay.
So when you get home, Kaylee and Maddie were home? Or they came home after you were home?
They came home after we were home.
So people were watching the diaries at 121. You took the picture with them. So you got home about 1 o'clock. Where were you coming from again? Okay. And how far is that?
2-3 minute walk.
Okay.
Not far.
And on that walk home, do you remember seeing anything? Anybody? Cars?
There's like a car that drove past me, maybe 1 or 2, but cars drive past there all the time. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So nobody else walking? You didn't need anybody? And then which door did you come in?
The front door.
And is that on the same level as your room? Or is
Yes.
that okay?
Did you walk all the way to King, then around to Queen, or did you take the cutoff?
Just cut off.
Okay. Were there still quite a few parties in the area?
It was still doing stuff, and I don't know, that's all I can assume, but
Was there a lot of other foot traffic still?
no one really, I don't think, was out when I was walking, but
Was it cold?
yes. Yes. It was, it was like foggy that whole day, too. Like, I don't know. It looked weird.
Do you recall whether told you that this person she saw, or whether he had the shape? There was a shape of something she saw in his hands. But it had a shape to it.
Well, she just told me that she thought it was a mini vacuum. So
She didn't just try to say it was circular, it was round, it was a triangle.
she said like something wrapped around or something, and then a mini vacuum.
So something wrapped around his waist.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then holding something else in his hand.
Like she said it was like a mini vacuum. I don't know what that would be compared to.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened? So after you tried calling everybody, no one answered. Did you guys just then go to sleep, or did you do anything else?
I fell back asleep because I was still out of it, and I don't know if she did right away. And then I woke up again earlier that morning.
About what time?
Do you have the times?
Did you have some times from your phone, right?
Yeah. I called my dad at 7:30. Then he didn't answer, and I fell back asleep.
What do you call it?
My tooth hurt really bad. It's like inflamed tonight, and he's a dentist, so I was just wondering what it was.
That was around 7:30.
7:30, yeah.
Okay.
And then he didn't answer, and I just fell back asleep. And then I called him back at 8. He also didn't answer. And so then I called my house at 8:01,
Plunder.
and they didn't answer.
Audio.
And then I called my mom at 8:02, and she finally answered.
Oh, Mom, come on. Thank you. Mom finally answered. I would have been like, where have you guys been?
Still in the room?
Yes.
At
Was
this
she
point, she
up?
didn't know, but I mean, her tooth was hurting.
Or she was up or not. I think she was kind of up. And then I called my mom and asked her to put my dad on the phone, and then she said he'd call me back. And then he called me back at 8:09. And then I took Advil for my tooth. And then,
Did you have it in your room?
yeah.
Okay.
And then I told her about my tooth because she was up. And then I fell back asleep, and I don't know if she went back to bed. Because none of them would have been up that early anyway, so.
Okay.
And then
So you went to sleep.
I fell back asleep. I don't know if she did. And then I woke up again and noticed that none of them are up still.
How did you notice that?
Santa's Snapchat location wasn't on yet. And it usually is at that point by the time I woke up.
Which was?
Which time was that?
I want to say 11:30ish, maybe 11.
And sometime between 11 and 11:30.
Yeah.
Was Dylan still in your room?
Yes. And then we were kind of freaking out because we were like, well, they would have been up by now. And so then I called my friend and told her that we were like scared and didn't know what was happening. And so she offered to come get us. And then we called because we knew that I was with her and would come over and like help look around the house.
And that's when you came over.
Yes.
Did you make any attempts to call roommates that morning? After you woke
No,
up?
because I knew I would either hear them walking maybe upstairs or Xana would have been up.
For the Snapchat location?
Yeah.
And you were afraid why?
Because they weren't answering and no one was walking and there's like Xana's location was up, so I was like, something's not right. So then we got scared and called it. And then she sent over and then she followed with shortly after he came over.
So when they come over, do you know what time they arrived?
No. Would know better because she called it.
Okay. But when they came in the house, how did they enter?
Just came in. He knows the cousin. He came in
And then where did he go?
and then we came out and we went up the stairs and then he said, you guys need to get out and call 911.
So was he ahead of you?
Yes.
When you came out of your room, what did you see?
Nothing really.
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing
Is this
different.
carpet floor,
No,
tile,
hardwood.
hardwood,
No,
laminate,
tile.
laminate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing on the
Some
floor?
kind of tile.
You didn't see anything broken on the floor or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing misplaced?
Not really, no.
How far up the stairs did you get?
Pretty much the top.
Okay. How far ahead of was compared to you?
He was like on the other side of the railing.
So he had already turned around the railing?
Yeah.
And where was he heading?
Xana's room.
So he was walking
And he
towards
saw
that.
into her room.
Okay. Did you see it into her room at that point in time?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was in relation to you?
I believe she's ahead of me.
So she's ahead of you. So she's also there.
Yeah.
So you guys are now at the top of the stairs.
Mm.
You, as you're looking past, what do you see?
Just Xana on the floor.
What's that? You can see Xana on the floor. Okay. Could you see
Was the door fully open, her bedroom door?
or partially open?
Half and half. More than partially, but not all the way.
Okay. Is that normal? Does she normally leave her door open or does she close her door?
I think she normally closes it, but I don't think she locks it. But I don't know when she's drunk. She usually wakes up before I do.
When you went to bed that night, do you remember if that door was open or closed? Because up to this point, we still don't know when Ethan and Zena came home, right? You don't know if they were home when you already got
Closed, I believe. Or open. It might have been open.
there. Okay. Do you ever use the bathroom next to that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Did you use it that night?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware. I can remember.
When you got home that night, do you know whether they were in that room already, or do you know when they came home?
I have no idea when they came home or if they were in the room. I'm guessing if they were in the room, Santa would have came out and said hi and hung out with us.
I see your messages going again.
And where's Murphy when you wake up?
I have no idea.
You didn't see him when you went up the stairs?
Mm-mm.
Do you know where he is now?
You didn't hear Murphy
Wonder.
once you
True
guys started walking
crime
around? You
audio.
didn't hear him though?
No, because, like, right away, I said you guys need to get out and call 911 right now.
Okay. Are you the one who made the 911 call?
Yes, but I couldn't really talk, so then took the phone and finished talking for me.
Yeah. Because I listened to the 911 call and it was kind of jumbled around because the phone got passed around a little bit. But so obviously, did you have any clue at that point in time when you called 911 what was going on?
I just knew something was wrong.
Okay. Because you could see Zena on the floor. Okay. Have you ever seen her in that position before? Has she ever passed out on her floor before?
Not this year, but I believe she used to when she used to get like, super drunk, but she hasn't really.
Okay. And from that distance, did you just see her or could you see?
I just saw her when I left.
Okay. So when you called 911, where were you at?
Outside.
So when you said you need to go, you actually turned around and left, or did you stay there for a second?
We all like walked down the stairs, and then he said, "You guys need to call 911."
So did he walk you down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he went back up, I think, to check it out.
And you and were still downstairs at the landing, or just on the outside?
On the outside.
But he went back up.
Yeah, to like make sure there wasn't anyone still there or something like that.
Okay. So you're calling 911. You couldn't talk to them. You passed the phone to. And I know they were asking you all kinds of questions. Did you guys?
No, I passed the phone to.
Yeah, which she didn't know what was going on. Because originally you had called and said what?
I believe that someone was unconscious on the floor.
Okay. I think you also mentioned being out drinking the night before or anything like that.
I think he did.
Okay, so you call us, our dispatch, you tell them that someone was unconscious on the floor. You pass the phone around and she gives the phone back to you, if I remember right.
I can't remember if she did or not.
At one point, it sounded to me like you went back upstairs.
I believe, and maybe went up and went over to Zena to try to wake her up and see if she was.
But you never went up there. Did you stay on the phone at that point then with our dispatch?
I don't know if it was me. It could have been someone else.
Okay. Because it sounded like someone on the phone was going to go see if they were breathing or not.
It might have been.
Okay, but that wasn't you.
I didn't go back into that.
So after you saw the Zena on the floor, you go downstairs and call. You never went back upstairs. You never went into the room. Okay. But you saw go back in. She went in.
I think she went in, and I think I went in.
Okay.
So all kind of.
Okay. Did it ever be on the phone? Was she ever on the phone?
I don't think so.
Were you still standing outside when our first officer showed up?
Yes, but I was super scared, so I walked over to, where the white stairs are. I walked over there.
Okay. Did you mention anything or ask anyone about a defibrillator?
No, but I remember someone asking. Yeah.
Do you remember who that was?
I think it was.
Okay. All right. So she had your phone.
Yeah.
When these people came to the house after they were called, before everyone was walking, when there was that incident with the door being open, everyone grabbed the golf club and was walking through the house. Did anybody grab anything this time and walk through the house?
So, grabbed a knife.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned that one to us. But he didn't show up with a knife? Okay, what kind of kitchen knives did you have in the house?
Just some from like IKEA and then some other ones.
Do you remember what color they are?
There was like a blue, a gray, a green. That's all I can remember.
Okay. Are they normal kitchen knives, steak knives? Do you remember what they are?
Just cooking.
Plunder. True crime
Where do you keep
audio.
them?
Just in a drawer with all the silverware.
And so if I walk into your kitchen, kind of located, because if I walk in, fridge is on the right, Dishwasher's right in front of me. The stove's on the left, and the sink is kind of in a corner a little bit, right next to the stove.
It's like in between the microwave and the sink, and like a door.
Okay. I think I remember what you're talking about.
So did he grab a knife from there, or did he bring it to
He
the house?
grabbed it from there.
And you didn't see him do this, though, right?
No, but I think I remember the color and it was gray, but I remember he said he was going to go get something.
Okay. And that's as he was walking back upstairs. He said he's going to go get something. Or prior to you guys even going upstairs.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Was this knives? Was this a set that someone bought, or were there individual knives?
Well, this one was a set, but there was also individual ones.
Do you remember how many were in the set?
Maybe 5.
Okay.
If they were bought at IKEA, who bought them?
I did. Or like our family.
So you could recognize the set again.
Did you buy that here before you moved up?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Then I pretty much know what happened after that.
So can we go back to when you're going up the stairs and in front of you, right? You said you saw Dan on the floor in her room, door partially open. How do you know it was Dan?
It just looked like her.
Can you describe what she was wearing?
Brilliant underwear and a black sweatshirt.
Was that a sweatshirt that she was wearing earlier today?
No.
Did you physically see her features, or just it matched the room and it matched her kind of
Well, I
shape?
saw her. I didn't see her face or anything, but I saw like her legs.
Okay. Did you see anything else in the room?
Other than like her clothes and stuff on the floor, but that's how it was before.
Okay.
It was messy.
Nothing else on the floor? Do you know for sure who came into the house and did that?
The killer.
Whatever happened to your friends? Do you have an idea of who may have come in and done that? For the theories that people are talking about?
What's the theories?
Just. I don't know his last name.
Did we talk about him earlier? We talked about it earlier.
At what point were we talking about it?
The grocery truck guy.
Okay.
Okay.
And why are people saying that he did it?
Just because he's known for like having anger issues or whatever.
Is that the one that you told us about that?
Yeah, and he lives at the Browns by himself.
But how,
And
what issue would he have with any of those four? Have you ever heard of him having a problem with any of them? Have you ever heard of him having like an infatuation or anything like that?
So when did you first hear about the theory?
not yesterday, the day before.
And who did you hear about?
Just kind of everyone was saying, adding on to things and saying that he probably.
Are they basing that off of because of some of the information they know about him and the fact that he was at the grub truck?
Mm-hmm.
And is that your recollection of why they're basing it?
Mm-hmm.
Have any of them ever said anything, or any of these people that have come up with this
I've
theory
never heard of them.
say that they have ever seen an issue between any of them?
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if we covered it, but was he ever at your house for a party?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that you recall.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is it possible he could have been there?
I don't think so. I don't really think any of us were friends with him.
And you said at that point, too, he was no longer really hanging out with any of them either, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he? Or is he like still in college?
I'm guessing, but I have no idea.
Do you know where out in the Browns he lives?
Mm-mm.
You just know he lives there by himself?
That's just what someone said, yeah.
Have you seen this guy around school or?
I
Thunder,
personally have
True
not.
Crime Audio.
So you wouldn't know what kind of car he drives or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Any other theories you've heard?
Mm-mm. Just that.
Since the incident, have you had anyone reach out to you or contact you that in their conversations with you seem different, seem odd?
Mm-mm.
Nothing concerning to you with anyone who's talking to you right now?
Mm-mm.
You doing okay?
Have you looked into getting counseling yet?
I think my mom has.
Yeah. Do you know anyone within your group or people who come to your house that they've now left Moscow?
Most people have left.
Was there anyone that left sooner than everybody else? It seems like they were gone already and out of town before this news really broke out.
Not that I know of.
Anybody that you haven't had contact with that normally you would have?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that you're having contact with that normally you wouldn't have?
No.
Okay. I think that's all I've got, unless you can think of anything else. You did a really good job. Thank you. And you gave us information that I think is very helpful. Just to kind of give you an update on where we're going. We still haven't.
That run still there.
Yeah, it's still under run. As of right now, we still haven't released the house. So I know that was one question. I can't remember if it was your mom or when we're going to release the house, so I think they could come get your stuff. We still haven't released it yet. We're still going to have another forensic team come up and go back through the residence.
My parents would say, leave your shit there. We don't care. We don't care if we don't care what you own in there. Consider it gone. My parents would be like, we're coming to get you right now.
We've also requested the assistance of the FBI. So they're now helping us too as well. So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend.
So by the 16th, they had the FBI on it. Wow.
So at this point, it's going to be very important if you hear anything, if anyone reaches out to you and gives weird details of the incident, because as you've noticed, we haven't released a whole lot of information. So anything that somebody reaches out and starts talking to you about it, to you it feels like they maybe know more than most people should, please let us know immediately. Because that might be somebody we want to talk to.
This isn't like someone that knew more than we should, but one of our friends, like they were just trying to figure out like what happened.
Okay.
And they were looking at like the photos from the house, and it looked like Kaylee's like blinds or something were like pulled down or like not right, and she always had them perfectly
That would have been her bed.
closed.
So what do you mean?
Like they were kind of broken.
Like on the news, somebody was seeing photos.
Like news and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, that could have been us.
No, yeah, just the photo. But someone said that the blinds weren't like.
She's saying
Well,
that
No, we
Right.
could have been the ones
disturbed
who
the house.
disturbed the blinds.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
we
don't
did
think
go
it
out
was
onto the back
blind.
balcony.
Oh, okay.
So we actually, you're talking about the blinds on the slider?
Mhm.
Yeah, we moved those multiple times.
Oh, okay.
Because we stepped out on the back balcony wondering if it was a point of entry.
Yeah, like they opened them. And then that's when Fox Nation, or not Fox Nation, but Fox Nation's part of Fox, but Fox got their cameras in there because that's who got all the sorry, that's who got all of the pictures for inside of the house, the ones that like were all zoomed in because we couldn't, obviously they weren't allowed in the house to take pictures. So that's who was out there doing that. And I think she meant like whoever told her, I think they told her right, but I think she got it kind of confused. I think it was the bedding that they were talking about. I didn't get it. Little fruit flies
And stuff like that. So we went out there several different times. Guys were walking all around the back balcony. So that easily
And I just realized I was sitting in here and I'm like, why am I cold? I like turn the heat up. It's because this window's open. So I'm going to close this window really quick.
could have been us who disturbed those.
Okay.
But it's good information though. So, okay. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. If anything comes up, feel free to reach out to me.
Plunder, True Crime Audio.
I'll give your attorney my card as well, so if you don't feel like it, you can always reach out to him and he can ask me questions. We're not trying to leave you in the dark. You're involved in this, but we will try and give you as much info as we can, obviously, okay? All right. Again, thank you. I appreciate you sitting down with me and talking to me. The only last question I have, are you still communicating with... Do you know why she's very hesitant to talk to me right now?
Mm-mm.
Is she struggling pretty bad?
I think so, but she also said she talked to her attorney or something. And I think he's making her worry more, and her mom's making her worry more. She said something
Does her mom
that
do
her
that
mom
quite
is
a bit?
stressing her out and making
Okay.
her worry about like the press and stuff like that.
Okay, and I can understand that. I know she seems a little stressed. I talked to her a little bit the other day. Was trying to meet with her yesterday, but we weren't able to make that work. But okay.
One question I have, other than the alcohol that you talked about and Adderall you talked about, is there anyone in the house that you're aware of that takes prescription medication or treats for any therapy, anxiety, mental illness, any of that? about any of the other people in the home? Do you know
Not
what
that
they
I
know
know
of?
of here.
Do you know if it takes any medications or anything like that?
We talked about it.
Do you know if anyone in the house was selling pills or anything like that?
No one knows.
Good. Okay. All right. I think I'm done.
Good. We'll shut that off, transcriber. It's been.
Well, I wonder who they blurred out. Who was taking the Klonopin, the benzo of some sort or something. That's what it sounded like they were trying to say, right? Like they're like a anti-anxiety, anti-depression pill or something. They were very gentle. And for their age, Betsy, really. I mean, even just for their age, coming out of the academy like that. I mean, 22 years old. Damn. But you know what? Actually, damn. I had a friend, he was probably only 26 and he had to shoot someone. And he killed him. And it messed him up. It messed him up bad. And he was probably only 26. He might have been younger than that. Hellfire. He might have been more like 24. This one, let's see. Let me duplicate it and then I'll go back. So just in case it doesn't take us like all the way back. What took us back? It just says Moscow Police Department. Yeah, and it says and Nevada State Police. So, because they went to her. I thought there was something else I wanted to tell you guys about. Hold on. This little girl looks really. Hold on. Okay. They're just like playing an old episode. I was like, I thought this case already happened, so I had to like look. What else was I going to say? I put Plunder's channel in the chat throughout the live, and then I had it going through Nightbot, so hopefully you guys caught that. This was the second half of her interview. So this interview was 2.5 hours long. So altogether, it took us about 3 hours, I think, to listen to it. Like with the commentary, like with us just talking. Like I was trying to let it play so that you guys could like really listen to it and hear what she was saying, because it's kind of like every time I wanted to interrupt her, it was like when it was the in between, where you couldn't hear anything. As soon as I would go to say something, she'd say something again. I'm like, oh. There might have been, but that might have been what the Adderall came in. So Xana wasn't prescribed. No one was prescribed as far as we know. Well, as far as Bethany said that she knew. So I think that they probably just got them from the low college kids, and Adderall is like, sorry, kindergartners and crowns. That's what I feel like. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But I'm saying a lot of college kids do like take Adderall. I mean, it's like you want to say something, right? You want to say something, but it's like, you think about what you did at the college level. I don't know. I was just as crazy. I was crazier than these kids. Definitely were crazier. I was crazier than these kids were. Shoot. Not talking about like the rugs. I'm talking about the drinking. We went up to Ohio State because I went to home. I did homeschooling from my college. I did all of my stuff online, not homeschooling, but online. And then my best friend, she didn't go to college. I don't know why, but she didn't. She's doing great. Shit. Beyond. And then there was another girl that we were friends with, and we would all just go up there because it was just the city. You know what I mean? We were from this small little country town. Today, I swear, I smell like a cow farm. Wherever there was cows near us. I got out of the car today and I was like, oh my goodness, it smells like my old hometown. Because it did. It smelled like cow shit. That's what my old school smelled like. Because we were right across from like a bunch of cows. But yeah, it's not the same as methamphetamine. No, not even close. Yeah, there are a lot of people that have that. They get that wrong. I'm trying to think of what all the crazy. We didn't do nothing too crazy, but we did go up to, to a city, and we were like younger than 21 because we didn't go out to no bars. Not at first. We just went to college campus. And if you go on Ohio State's campus, they have all of these old brick houses that like they build them good and they just keep reusing them. And every door will be open on a weekend. If it's a Saturday game day, you best believe if it's a morning game or like afternoon game, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, doors are going to start opening up. And then people will just open up their doors and just come on in, especially if you're a girl. They wouldn't even ask you who you were. They didn't care. They were so everyone was from a different part of, I guess, like the world or United States, really. Ethan was from Washington. They have a summer home up like isn't it like on the lake? And then they have, I think they had another home. So they have one on the lake and then they had one in Coeur d'Alene. I think Coeur d'Alene is where Kaylee was from. Rathdrum or Coeur d'Alene, I think that's the same like kind of area Maddie was from. And then Xana was from Arizona. I don't know where at in Arizona. And then I was trying to think of who I was missing. Did I miss Xana? No, Xana. See, I think Xana's car was from Arizona. Maybe her dad moved down there. But I think she did grow up with the rest of them though. Like in the same like kind of area. Maybe that's where a lot of those people that are from that like Coeur d'Alene type of area, maybe that's where they go to school at, is more Idaho. I don't know. Thank you. Thanks, baby girl. Thank you, PKC. Yeah. Because they said that they had their one house that no one knew about. So I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I think they probably have it in every state, but Utah, I think, is a little bit bigger for like Mormons. Mm-hmm. Keggers in the woods. We did do some keggers. We did do those. We had a party house that we just had. It was like, where were their parents at? Where were you all? Let me type up I'm gonna type up their name right now so I don't forget. I'm gonna get me on Facebook tomorrow and I'm gonna ask old Jesse. Where were your parents? Because there was a kegger there like every weekend, but not just every weekend for like let's just say for like a school year. Okay. Nah, every weekend for year after year after year after year, because I remember my brother is 9 years older than me and they were having keg parties there. Him and the older brother were, and then me and my brother and then his best friend's brother were like the same age, and we were still having keggers in our age. So for what, 20 years or something, at least like 10, you think, or 8, you would say 8 years, you think maybe they didn't have a day or weekend off. They probably didn't. But there would be fights and everything out there. Oh my gosh, it'd be so bad. It would be so bad. I was not a fighting kind of gal. I was a lover, not a fighter. Oh yeah. I I always wonder though, like I know a lot of people ask about like, or there's a couple people that have been bad in the Mormon religion, right? A couple, like literally a handful of people, like, but like how many, I wonder, Christians do is it compared to Mormons? Because I hear a lot of people have like been talking about the Mormon religion recently, just with hidden true crime and stuff too, coming out with her stuff. Oh, speaking of which, is anybody covering that? I'm not, but I have something I could give to somebody for that. Just something funny. PKC, you definitely would know. You live in Idaho. See, I live out, I don't know, I'm Midwest. I mean, yeah, I don't even consider Ohio Midwest. I guess it is. I guess it's Midwest. I don't know. It's kind of in the middle of the Midwest. I don't know how to explain it. I don't consider it, when we say Midwest, I don't consider anything about Ohio West. It's very east to me. Me and my sister-in-law, we used to drink the boxed wine. Has she? Okay. Because I found an old, I don't know why it came to me. I wasn't looking for it. I don't know, but it came to me. And if you talk to her and you remember, ask her if she has this, because I'll forget maybe. But it's Lauren's. I should still have it in one of these tabs, but it's Lauren's true crime channel on YouTube before she was hidden true crime, like before she was even Mrs. Matthias. It's like their engagements on there. Have you seen that? If Vincent ever wants to take me up to a mountaintop and it's beautiful and he wants to get down on bended knee and propose to me, I don't want cameras there following me up there. Like you already know what you're going to have. You already know you're getting engaged. It's just very weird. It was very weird. And then another video, their wedding, I think was on there. Just so she can get a feel for that wedding. Because I mean, I watched a little bit of it and I was just like, whoo. I was like, hold her right there. But I'm not covering it, and I haven't been really watching her. So, but I do like I love Lynn with Breaking Chains. She's like, I'm trying to be good with my words. I was about to say she's good with her words, but she is good with her words. She's very good with her words. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow sometime. I was going to see if there was anything that I needed to cover, but I don't think there is. I put out the video on Melody Buzzard. Her mom was arrested. Sorry, I'm scratching my leg. But it wasn't for Melody, of course. But the timeline is really starting to tighten on her. So she better come up with something quick. She better come up with something real quick. Now, they said she's wearing a wig. I don't know if it's a wig, guys. I don't know. Maybe because they said that she switched wigs and it was like more straight. But I don't know. Maybe she picks a curly wig because her daughter's hair's so curly. Maybe she didn't get her hair from her mom. Maybe she got all those curls from her dad. I don't know, but I just know that she has the prettiest that little girl has the prettiest hair. I will. I'll go over there. I'll watch out. That'll give me something to watch tonight while I'm falling asleep. Some calm voices. You really think it's Midwest? I don't know. I just think it's more on the East. Like, it's not like on the East Coast, but I just feel like we're not in the middle. I don't know. I don't know why I think that. But she did switch the license plate. Yeah. Yeah, like she's doing stuff. She's doing things like a criminal, right? But so I'm just like, is that, I guess it's probably not her hair, but I mean, where's she keeping the wigs? Is she just have the 2 wigs? And then she, because she comes back with one. It's between the 9th and the 10th. Like they see her one day and then the next day she comes back, no melody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Love you too. Well, I'll be back on tomorrow. I think I'm out of here before Vince is even back. Oh yeah, she is done. Yeah, she's done. Oh, and I think on the second channel, maybe we'll do it on this channel too. I don't know. I think we're going to go back to the old school days of me reviewing the stuff that's out there that's bull crap. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to go through it like a tornado. Like a tornado. I'm back. Me and Vince were talking tonight, and he was just like, he pointed out, he's like, you really did, not like well, but like I felt like I was accomplishing more. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm getting these bad guys off the streets, which I really didn't get anybody off the streets. But we just point out we just point out what is going on, the hypocrisy, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere on these YouTube streets, and I'm sick of watching it. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun just to be like, okay, this is what's truthful and this is what's not truthful that's out there. Because I think that there's a lot of stuff that's just not out there, that's out there that's not true. It's not misinformation. It's disinformation. And that's where there's the problem. That's the line, right? If I have to be over here being all true crime, conscientious, you know what I mean? We're all going to be it. We're busting. Then we're going to make this true crime back to where it used to be. Didn't Trump say that? Make America great again. Can I get a hat that says "Make True Crime Great Again"? I'm making me a hat that says that. Make true crime great again. Let me write that down. If I don't type this stuff out, I'll never remember. But I really want to make a hat that says that. I'm going to make that tomorrow. I need a red hat with some white letters. Make true crime great again. Yeah, I usually do just watch the people that are good at it. But yeah, hit the like button in there. Hit the like button for your girl. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. Now, I do have a new Idaho podcast for us to listen to also. And then we still haven't went over prize stuff yet. We're going to go over that. I still have it up. Okay. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And bye, guys.
Weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.